Hi guys. Um, I don't know how long this thing will be, so I'm gonna try to make it as short as I humanly can. If anyone joins, well, it's whatever. I want to say that I am disappointed in the human race as a whole. There's a topic that comes to mind, and I speak to my friend about it all the time. And here's my problem: digital is a great thing to have. Don't get me wrong, it's really, really fascinating how we can get things faster. But my problem with this right here is that I like to own things. And me and my friends sometimes we get into discussions about this, and we literally thought, I'm not discriminating against digital or online, but Activision, I don't know if you guys heard, but Activision announced that they are shutting down their physical manufacturing, their only physical manufacturing that sends their games. And what this means for the future of gaming is now officially a domino effect. And it's been a worry for some time, quite a long time at this point. And as an old school gamer, as an old school friend who ended up getting into the internet scene a little later than others, for many different reasons. I mean, I went to school and they had internet, but then 80% of my home life growing up didn't have internet. Actually, 99%, and it slowly creeped in to my place. And I'll be completely honest, I don't want physical media in any format to end. Because what it means for me is that I have to quit. I have to quit buying consoles. But you can buy a PC. I don't want a PC to game. In fact, I don't want a PC to do that. In fact, I will go back to my vlogs and stuff at that point. And I know what you're also thinking. Well, you can download, you can still play games. They're going to be there, yes, but I don't want to not own them. If I'm putting money towards something, I want to know where my money is going, and I want to be able to actually feel like I actually own it. And I understand that, like, with things changing, with patches and everything, then yeah, sure. But that's the problem, is that I think the PS2 was definitely the last console where everything felt genuine. Gaming as a whole, for me, feels like it's dying. There's going to be a point where I actually quit gaming and I actually quit watching movies. I don't want Netflix. I don't want that stuff to take over my life. Don't get me wrong, technology is a fascinating wonder. But where does it really end? For me, I think it ends with a cell phone and a computer and me just focusing on my boring life that I'm gonna have. My friend actually once says to me, "Well, how are you going? But your life's gonna be boring. It's not gonna be great." And I actually got a little angry at that. It's because we're so defined by technology nowadays. It's not like, oh, what sport are you good at? It's, oh, do you have the next high end tech? Or, oh, there's no real push towards working out. There's no real push towards any of that. And I think as a society, we're killing ourselves in a very unpleasant way. A lot of us are, anyways. And I actually watched a video a couple days ago that states if you quit video games, it would cause depression because of reasons. And I was thinking, if I quit video games, I might actually be happier with my life. Don't get me wrong, I love video games as much as the next guy. But what about relationships? What about family? What about the morality of all that stuff? Where does that kick in anymore? You know, we're so addicted to the next tech that where is life? Where is the life? And people don't have time to really think about, well, the future anymore. You know, people are always concerned, but then they have something to substantialize their self. But anyways, back to the point at hand, it's I'm worried for the future of society, humanity. Hence, why I do think that around 2020, this channel is going to stop going further, because people are also investing in Bitcoin. I'm sure you have never heard of it at this point. If you're on the internet a lot, you've definitely heard of it. Where does it end? Will you insert a microchip into your hand and swipe it? Will you use your eyeballs? I go to the bank, right, a few times, and almost every time now I get the, well, why don't you use your phone? Why don't you do this? Why don't you, instead of coming and getting? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for jobs? Not good. I watched another video with VR, and you're like, oh, VR, it's great. But the problem with VR, and it's a cool piece of tech, the problem with VR is if I leave my house, it's just like cell phones. I don't want to see everybody on one. I want to go onto a roller coaster, and I want to be able to travel through the roller coaster without the tech on my head. And it can also mess up your brain, you being in a world where it's always making your brain active, that can have major consequences of their own. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and it's become too bad. Like, I am actually recording this with my phone, hence why we're doing these things. But the one thing I think we can take away from this is that her humanity is becoming less and less, and robots soon will be a thing where we'll be seeing walking down the street. We'll see flying cars in the sky that will cost more than cars that, like the Camaro. It's expensive now, but I'm sure once the flying car happens, those things will be cheap. Point is, it's the end of an era. 2020, my prediction is that it's not going to end well, and I really don't want myself to become fully teched. I got an essence of what I've always wanted, which is VR. But it's taking over our lives, and I'm not for that. I personally have strong opinions about this. I do want to hear what people think of these things. It is good to, grow up and move on past these small things one day or another. You can't always, you need, see, with me, when I get into a relationship, the most important and key factor of that relationship is the other human being. Because we are so privileged that maybe that privilege is our biggest downfall. Our free will is our biggest downfall at the end of the day. Where's the new inventors? Where are the new companies? Where are everything? That's not tech. As society moves forward, we're actually moving backwards and being pushed this way, not this way. So Activision definitely shutting down their doors for their manufacturing is ruining the last bit of dream, I'm not going to be able, if that keeps up, I don't want to support digital sales. Like, it's great for the people that are making that stuff, but where is the physical items, right? Like, to have vinyl come back, that blew my mind. That was great, but instead of it being a long-term thing, it's only a fad, and I don't want physical media to be a fad at this point. And I get it. As a business standpoint, I understand, let more money. What's going to happen now? PlayStation's already trying to force down that throat to, games as a service. Now they're starting to get, like, the idea. And honestly, as bad as it sounds, I'm not ready to accept it. I'm not ready, and I don't think I'll ever be ready. And in fact, I don't ever want to accept it. I can dig that, but I also want to be able to have variety. Food for thought. Variety is good. You know? Without hobbies, we would be really boring people, yes. But you know what? I'll take being boring over that any day. If you're wondering why I'm bringing more vlogs, it's because I figured I'd give you guys a break with the gaming stuff. That's been really crucial. You know, bringing more content. But because I could live stream, it doesn't get saved to my phone, and I can actually do more stuff like this. Whether they're long or short, and everything. So that is my thoughts for this. I don't have a good feeling about the future of money, the future of everything that our society is going, and I find it's just the end of an era. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation piece. If you want to see more of these vlogs, we can do more. Skits will come back eventually. As I said, I don't mind using a computer, but I don't want to be a computer. I want to be human. I like being imperfect. Imperfection is the most perfect perfection you could possibly have. Now, on that note, I'll see you guys. Subscribe, dislike this, comment if you're new. And, PPP, what out? I think so, yeah. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Absolutely.